Hello and welcome to Crux Investor. We caught up earlier today with Claudia Tornquist, who is the CEO of Kodiak Copper. She talks about their new drill program. They're going to be drilling 30,000 meters. They've got $14 million to do it with on their MPD project up in BC. We also talk about their project down in the Mohave and how they hope to start moving that share price a little bit, because after all, this is going to be an exciting year. She says at cruxinvestor.com/club, where you can also find detailed company reports and analysis. There's commentary from experts from around the world on a variety of companies and commodities, including battery metals. We've got training courses on there to help you with your diligence process. We've done summaries of all of our interviews to save you some time, because we know you're busy people. But more importantly, why don't you go along and join a thriving community, investors sharing their thoughts and ideas with each other in a nice, friendly and safe environment, free from judgment, trolling and abuse. And I hope you think that sounds nice. And if you do, go and join them at cruxinvestor.com/club. We'd love your feedback too, so give us a like, be appreciated. Leave your thoughts below, get back to everyone. And if you want to see precisely what we talked to Claudia about today, do take a look in the description below. Claudia, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. And yourself?
Not too bad, not too bad. Yeah, we're surviving. Had a good weekend. It's spring is here, so it's a rather nice time of year, actually. And what about you guys over there? How are things?
Well, things are very well. We are drilling. And so that's obviously always exciting days, and have a large drill program underway and are very busy.
Beautiful, beautiful. Hey, well, I can tell you what, before we get into some of the stuff you've been up to since we spoke in October, why don't you give people new to the story that 1 minute overview, and I'll pick it up with some questions from there.
Mm-hmm. Kodiak in a nutshell, so to speak. We are a copper gold exploration company focused on porphyry projects in North America. Our main project is the MPD project in southern BC, in a very established mining area. And there we made a discovery last year that was a real game changer for the company, high-grade discovery on one of the first drill programs, small drill programs. So we're really only 10 holes, a bit more than 10 holes into that project, which has a footprint of over 10 square kilometers, so large project. And this year will be a very busy year as we build on our initial discovery with a much larger drill program.
Right. So I think just before we spoke, you'd raised $12.7 million to kind of be able to deliver the couple of programs, which, because obviously you talk about Mohave and obviously your kind of flagship project in BC. Is that going to be enough to allow you to do what you need to do this year?
Yes, we have $14 million approximately in the treasury. We had a lot of warrant exercises coming in as well. And that funds us fully for both the work we have planned at MPD and also some work at Mohave, which we'd like to do later in the year, Mohave being our porphyry project in Arizona. So great situation to be in, fully funded, and we can just motor ahead.
Right. I do want to talk about what's going up on BC, but maybe just deal with it. And maybe it's not quite an outlier, but certainly the second project, Mohave. So you've got a bit of work program this year. What does that include? Was it planned?
Well, maybe step back first. Mohave, what it is, it's also a porphyry project and a very similar story to MPD, our other project. It's in Arizona, great location with mines around it in a copper district, great infrastructure and historically drilled, but nobody has figured it out yet. So same starting point we had at MPD. We really like Mohave, and the reason it hasn't gotten much attention last year was simply that we had so much success at MPD, and that took up 150% of our capacity. So last year we didn't do much on Mohave, but this year we'd like to get to work on that, and we'll do some groundwork first, some more mapping, prospecting, just getting ready for drilling, and then do a small maiden drill program following this initial exploration work.
But it was your first project, and you know, I'm trying. Well, one, is that correct? 'Cause I'm trying to remember exactly how you positioned it last time out. And when this little bit of the work that you're doing this year, is that to develop it, be able to develop it yourself, or is it to maybe flip on and so you can focus on BC? What's the actual plan with it?
Well, I often get asked whether we want to sell Mohave, and we had people knock on our doors who wanted to buy it off us. But we do like Mohave. It's very much like MPD in that it has a lot of discovery potential and also real size potential. It's right next to Freeport-McMoran's big Bagdad copper mine that's been producing for decades. Very similar geology. So we really like it. We'd like to drill it, add some value at the drill bit, just as we have done with MPD.
But to what end? Because does it have the grades? Is it technically does it work for a company as a single asset in one location, or is it better in someone else's portfolio and for you to monetize it now?
Well, I think we have the know-how and the capacity to work both these projects. Now, in the longer term, that's what you were thinking of. If you look around the world, big porphyry projects such as MPD or Mohave, the mines are built and run mostly by majors. So that's likely the end game for our projects if we're successful. But for now, I think our job is to add lots of value at the drill bit, and that's what we're busy doing.
Okay, great. And have you got a sense of how much money that equates to, or how many meters that equates to this year?
Well, MPD, we have 30,000 meters planned. That's almost 5 times as much as we did last year. So very large program. And I've started already and are ramping up. And with Mohave, it will be a small initial drill program, maybe 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 meters, that sort of thing. That will be the first step. Well, second step. First step will be prospecting, mapping, just a small exploration program to get ready for drilling.
Got it. Okay, I'm just trying to work out the priority in your head and so allocation of time and capital. So let's come on to BC. MPD. Obviously, since we spoke, you've had some drill results out. They've been good, but it kind of feels like the market wanted to see stellar. What do you think that they're not understanding, or what is it that you're trying to do in terms of how you roll out the drill results this year?
I don't think the market is not understanding. I simply think the market wants more. As I said before, we are only 10 holes into a large porphyry system. We were fortunate and hit some high grades right off the bat and have now a nice high grade zone where we've shown already quite a bit of size. So far, we've drilled it over 300 meters width down to 800 meters. But we've only started making our way through the underlying or overlaying anomaly. There's a copper in soil anomaly that is related to the mineralization we're drilling. That's 1 kilometer long, and we've so far drilled 100 meters or so of it. So 90% still open. And we're working our way through that. There should be some exciting results coming from that. I'm really looking forward to our VP exploration called it Slicing the Loaf of Bread. So we'll systematically work our way through this large anomaly at the gate zone where we made the discovery.
Right. Okay. So let's talk about that, because I think it's important that people understand that the process there and the timeline and what it is that you're after in terms of how you systematically go about that drill program, and what should they be expecting at the end of 2021?
So we started drilling in March, and 30,000 meters are roughly 40, 50 holes. We drill approximately 700, 800 meters in length each hole. So we've now started with one drill rig and to just get the program established in winter, and we'll be adding a second and then probably more drill rigs as we go along. So the program will accelerate through the year, and expecting the first results later in spring. I'm very excited to see what we can come up with, and then more results at a faster pace throughout the year.
Okay, well, to that point, I think we've had a lot of questions sent in. It's like, given you've got money, why aren't you attacking this in a more aggressive manner? Why aren't you putting more drills on there? Why aren't you doing more holes? Why this pace?
Well, we're moving at the fastest pace we can. We had to set up a new operation. We were a very small startup, and hit by quite some success last year. Our core logging facility was actually in the back of a scrapyard. And so in January this year, we just moved to new premises and we leased the premise so we can actually cut and log and store our core from a large project. We were building the team, hiring some more geologists, porphyry experts, and so on. And we've now started drilling. And we started with one drill rig just to get the operation established in winter. And we could add probably the second drill rig relatively soon. We'll probably wait until the conditions are good so we get maximum productivity out of it. And then in summer, when productivity is higher, then we'll go full speed.
Right. I guess that's the other thing to point out. It's been winter in BC. I guess it's very different types of conditions to summer. Yeah. Okay. I noticed Kevin Tomlinson's joined the band. He's best known as a gold guy. So why has he come aboard?
Well, he's a geologist by background, and he liked the project. He looked at it and saw upside and really liked it, and was able to join our board, which is fantastic. Kevin obviously has a great background, not only on the technical side. He's been an investment banker, knows the capital markets, and he has built and chaired and was involved in a number of successful companies and a number of successful takeovers also. The last company he was the chairman of, Cardinal, has just been taken out by the Chinese for many hundred millions. So very good success. And yeah, so Kevin is a great addition to our board.
Right. Okay. So let's talk about share price. You've kind of been moving sideways since we spoke in October. Is that to be expected? Is that a reasonable response from the marketplace given where you started?
Well, I think if you look at our share price development, when we initially had the first high grade intercept, and then right away Tech came in as our major shareholder, our share price jumped to over $3 and arguably probably got a bit ahead of itself. We've since pulled back to around 150. That's where we're hovering now. And what I believe is that the market is simply waiting for more results. We've now received all the results from last year's small campaign. They were good, they were promising, and we have a much larger drill campaign ongoing now. And I think once we start getting those results, then the momentum will build again.
Right, so the OTCQB listing as well, which obviously give US access to this, hasn't really taken effect yet, but your hope is that you will get noticed.
Yep, we just recently uplisted to the OTCQB last month, and so we'll now also get more liquidity and be able to market more to the US audience, particularly since we also have a project in Arizona. That's obviously also an advantage.
Yeah. Okay. So your message to your shareholders and anyone looking at this as a copper play investment is patience. Just started. 2021, is it going to be as exciting as 2020?
I think it'll be much more exciting. The first discovery hole is the most difficult because you have no information, you don't know what's there in the ground. And with porphyries in particular, which have a very sort of typical structure, geologists often liken it to Russian dolls or an onion. There are certain sort of layers of alteration. And with that structure, once you have a couple of holes, that helps you immensely vectoring in on the porphyry centers, the high-grade zones, etc. So with each hole, our likelihood of finding more good stuff increases, and our likelihood of vectoring in on the high-grade zones. So this year should be a very exciting year. And yeah, as I said, 4 or 5 times more drilling than last year and lots of results to come.
Right, fantastic. Claudia, I appreciate your time today. Thanks for the update. Stay in touch as more of these results come out. I'm looking forward to seeing more drill results and, more of the same, please.
Thank you.